Hello, welcome back to Atlas Within. I'm Andres. We're just doing a check-in today. So it's it's actually the 2nd of July. It's gone after midnight, but we're doing a check-in as if it was the 1st of July, because that's when obviously I did the stats and checks and whatnot. It is day 34, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, we'll just kind of get straight into it. So in terms of current body weight, I'm down to 87.15, so that's a kilo and a half. Since last time, according to the body fat scale, I've lost 800 grams of muscle. Yay, why not? And then the excess is going to be a mixture of body fat and I don't know, a few other things that it says, like bone density and water and all that stuff. So all in all, a kilo and a half, down to 87.15. It does mean I am slightly behind where I should be, because I think I should have probably been around 86 or just around after like 86.5, which means I need to step it up a bit in order to make sure that I do lose those 8 to 9 kilos, essentially get down to about 80 kg by the end of these 90 days. So yeah, gonna have to kick it into a bit higher gear. On the upside, with that weight loss, so that 1.5 kilos, 0.3% apparently was body fat, according to the body fat scale. So I've lost some body fat. Cool. I am happy with that. In terms of resistance training, I'm still doing the same session I did last time I checked in. All I've done now is I've just increased it to 4 rounds as opposed to 3. I'm using less bands for the assisted pull-ups and dips. So I have a set of bands which range from color black, red, and yellow. I have 2 red bands. Unfortunately, I don't know what their resistance is in terms of like pounds or kilos, but essentially I was using 2 red bands and a black band for the pull-ups, and a red and black for the dips. I'm only using now 1 red, 1 black for the pull-ups, and only 1 red for the dips. The reps are the same, 5 each, in terms of pull-ups and dips. Push-ups, I've increased the reps to 15 from 12, and sit-ups actually remains the same, because I wasn't sure how to gauge that one, but I'll probably need to increase the reps for that one. And then the bicep curl and tricep extension, I've increased that to 14 reps each, and then of course 4 rounds as well. And that's gone quite well. I actually did that yesterday. Been quite sore today, which is great. In terms of cardio, I have I did a session last week where I managed to get 5k in just over 29 minutes, so 29 minutes and 2 seconds. Today I did cardio again, and good news is I've done it in 27 minutes and 22 seconds. Fun enough, my goal was to be sub 27 minutes, so potentially by this time next week or whenever I do the next session, I might actually reach that goal, which is ahead of schedule, which basically just means I need to update that goal. Maybe I'm thinking around 25 minutes, because I do suspect things are going to get harder to knock off seconds and minutes at this stage. But yeah, all in all, pretty good. I don't mind it. I mean, I haven't been training as much for cardio, to be honest, or any resistance training. In general, training has been a bit on the low side, which I'll obviously get to in a moment in terms of why that's been the case. But somehow I'm still performing quite well. I'm doing substantial progress, which I'm not sure why is the case. I have a theory that it could be because of all the training I've done throughout the years. I've developed some sort of a good ability to do cardio-based exercises because of the type of resistance training I like to do, which is basically supersets, very high intensity, short bursts. Well, when I say short bursts, you're looking at half an hour sessions, but it's back-to-back exercises, very minimal rest. For those familiar with CrossFit, it's very similar to that, if not that, just my own version of it. So yeah, high intensity, and I think that's what's contributing to my cardio times being rather good. which, once again, I'm not complaining, just very surprising to see this type of progress so early on. In terms of nutrition, breakfast remains the same. I'm also having 2 meals a day, so breakfast, dinner, and then probably 2 side meals, which usually is a coffee and a snack of sorts. At this point, it still ranges between a pastry and maybe a fruit, mostly pastries. But yeah, trying to find the balance there. However, I do, well, of course, the stats show this. I am losing weight, so I am obviously reducing calories, following that routine. I don't know how long that will last for, because obviously at some point I will stabilize, but for now it's going in the right direction. I am being mindful of what I eat. I've also really I'm trying my hardest not to eat late at night. I think I mentioned it in very early videos that I was eating it after midnight, so at this point I might be hungry. It's gone after 1 now. I might decide to have noodles. Terrible timing, terrible choice for any food at this point. I would say, there's probably other better food choices if you do really want to eat something, if you're really hungry. You can probably eat something that's a bit more, nutrient dense, but also I'm thinking, milk or some sort of beverage that has milk included, because it has obviously the slow digesting protein, which is casein, if I'm not mistaken. It's better for you because obviously you maintain muscle. It gradually is released into the bloodstream. There's a lot of stuff. Look it up. Casein, protein, benefits of it for essentially nighttime or in general. But I personally have it for the nighttime period. I don't take it, but once upon a time I used to. Anyhow, yep. No late night snacking, at least as much as possible. And keeping snacking in general to a minimum. I have had visitors over. They've brought snacks. Thankfully, they're still there. They're still in the cupboard. I haven't touched them. They're unopened. I'm kind of hoping to leave them there until the end of all of this, and then maybe they'll be my treat, my reward. But we'll see. Yeah, never know. The temptation's always there, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, and I guess the last thing is motivation. So this video is being recorded less than a week after, obviously, the loss of my dog, as you would have known from actually the last video that I did. So motivation, and to be honest, even prior to that, my motivation has been kind of on and off, because obviously my dog's not been well. It's just been one of the situations where, I didn't feel very up to doing much at that point, and obviously with what happened last week, even less so. What I will say is there's a potential that because of what happened last week, over the last few days, I may have just maybe eaten less as well. There's a good chance that I definitely knew that my appetite wasn't where it normally is. Just didn't feel like eating. That could have contributed to obviously these stats in the last few days. Taking the stats today, literally over the last 5-6 days, I just may have not been eating as much. At the same time, I didn't get the routines, or the training session rather, that I was hoping to do, which is usually, it should hopefully be 2 resistance trainings sessions and 2 cardio sessions per week. So that's 4 days of exercise. I'm doing about 2 at the moment. So if I can up it a bit and hopefully get my motivation a bit higher, it's still a bit so, then I should hopefully see some more progress. Fingers crossed. And yeah, that's pretty much the check-in for today. So all in all, I'm going in the right direction. I'm headed towards the goal. I'm seeing improvements in my performance when it comes to cardio, for sure, because obviously it's the time. And then for resistance training, yes, I definitely have more resistance. I am, like I said, a bit sore, but I am pushing it to be more challenging, which is good. And if I am sore, it means that yes, I definitely push the muscles to where I want them to be. So yeah, that's all for today. So thanks for joining in. And hopefully catch you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.